to make lemonade. Okay. Let's go to work.
That's the signal! Go, 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 go!
Six!
It's beautiful!
Mother Nature just pissed her pants, dude!
Wake up and hit the ground running. It's The Rush, presented by Willis Auto, with Travis Justice and Ross Peterson, bringing you raw, unfiltered, and unapologetic talk about sports, life, and everything else that matters. No filtered, no fluff, just The Rush.
The Rush Radio Show is powered by Willis Automotive. And make sure to check out Land Rover of Des Moines. Why? Because on remaining 2025s, you can get $5,000 off remaining models with fresh Land Rover inventory, which is arriving weekly. And take it from me, I'm a Willis Land Rover driver. You will not be disappointed in the quality and the craftsmanship of, I'm going to be, selfish here and tell you about a Defender. If you're listening on the audio stream at therushladio.com, the Rush Radio Android app, the TuneIn app. Thank you so much. Watching on YouTube, go ahead and give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave your comments in the comments section, and follow us on social media. Happy Friday, Ross Peterson.
It's Friday.
Gotta get down on Friday.
It's play Rebecca Black. We kept that song alive for a long time.
We did. I think we made her some money off the off all the royalties that iHeart was paying her. So we can't do that anymore. But she made money off us for a little bit.
But man, how was your Thursday? Everything worked out with the synergizing and the corporating and all that?
Well, it's weird because we don't do it that often. It was our 8th annual company meeting, and when I started at MCL. This was 2010. We had about 45 employees, right? We're up to 260 employees now. So it is, it's just the annual meeting where you kind of look back at 2025, you look ahead and get everybody in one room. And it was weird for me because I used to know everybody in the company, right? When it's a 40-person company, you know everybody. Yeah. I'm looking around now and I'm like, I don't know anybody here. And we did a trivia portion and they said, hey, how many people were hired in 2025? And they put up numbers. We had 87 new employees in 2025 alone. And I'm like, I don't know any of them. and it's the nature of our business, right? Very,
I think that's the nature of a corporation, of a big business like that. Like, after you're there for a few years, it's like, all right, I've learned that some of these people are going to come and go, and I'm not going to name all the cows because some of them are just going to turn into hamburger.
But let me tell you, the different dynamic of what we do is that maybe a quarter of us are in the office. The rest of them are in the field on projects, so you really never see them except for those quarterly meetings. But it was good. We had a guest speaker come in from Minneapolis. He was a good guy. But yeah, it was good just kind of get everybody together and have fun. So, and Luann says this, Dusty's and we got to say this because it's Friday and we have time to kill and it's our show. We can do this. Yeah. It's Dusty's birthday today. That must be his wife, Luann, who says it's Dusty's birthday today. So Dusty, if you're listening, if you're watching, happy birthday on this 6th of February.
Dusty and Luann? Never heard of them.
Yeah.
Those are my good buddies.
I know they're your good buddies. Did you know it was Dusty's birthday if they're your good buddies?
Oh, man, I'm bad at that. I'm bad. I know my kids' birthdays if I think about it hard. I know my dad's birthday because because there's some other things that are involved there. I know my brother's birthday because I carried his ID for several years, so I also knew his social security number.
Yeah.
One of my best friends, Scott, his birthday's on Halloween. That's a layup. Every year, same day. No, I'm bad with birthdays. Happy birthday to my buddy Dusty. Great guy, man.
Dusty, what you can do to repay the favor of your wife outing you with your birthday on YouTube is go to therushladio.com, go to the promo tab, and click on the love song and bling, and you can try to win
stories.
You can tell us what yours and Luann's song is, and
you
maybe win.
Ever heard of Wheeler Walker Jr.? Dusty and Luann listen to a lot of Wheeler Walker Jr.
I live in such under a rock. I didn't know who Wheeler Walker Jr. was until like 4 years ago. We're sitting there in the studio on a Saturday watching a Hawkeye game, and Ross goes, "You ever heard of Wheeler Walker Jr.?" I'm like, "I don't know who that is." All of a sudden, Ross hits play, and I was hooked. From Des Moines to Omaha, driving home, I was just like, "Yeah." And then I'm like, "Oh, I'm going to tell Owen about this, right? I'm gonna turn Owen on to something new." I go,
Knew the whole
Owen.
story.
Oh, he knew everything.
You're talking about the comedian, and you knew the guy's real name and all that stuff.
Yeah. I mean, Owen's like, "Dad, where you been?" I said, "I live underneath the rock."
That came from a fishing trip. We were up on the island one day, and our buddy Chris Kremen goes, "Oh man, this is such an awesome time. We should be listening to some Wheeler Walker Jr." And instantly, that's country. We're like, "Oh, yeah, that's okay, man. Play some of that." The minute it starts, you're like, "Excuse me? What?" Love me some Dusty, man. That is a fun guy. You can't hang around with Dusty and not be smiling and laughing. And an awesome guy. Very proud to call him one of my buddies. He was he worked in the justice system for a long time. Really funny guy. Really quick. And we were crossing the border one time, and they ask you all these questions. They go, "Mr. Justice, where are you from? Where are you going? How long are you going to be there? What do you do in Omaha?" And Dusty says at that time, "I'm a probation officer, parole officer," whatever he was. And the guy says, "Mr. Shannon, do you have your firearm with you?" And Dusty says, "No, sir. They just send me into the field armed with my charm and good looks." And they don't like that. They don't like jokes. I thought it was funny. I'm like, "That's a good line, Dusty. That's quick. I like it." "Why don't you boys pull over and come inside? We're going to talk to you for a little bit." Like, shut up.
I mentioned the Fiscus Love Song and Bling. We're going to read them all on Monday. So I've got a folder full of songs. Ross, I got one yesterday that read just like the Penthouse form. I mean, just like the Penthouse form. I cannot wait to read this one on the air. I'm not saying it's a winner.
Okay.
But it reads just like the Penthouse form. He totally understood what we're doing. We got some really good stories. We got just some one-liners, but we'll go through those and we'll give away the earrings on Monday. So that gives you the weekend to think about your song and think about a $700 pair of earrings that you want to win. And we want you to pick them up by Valentine's Day so we can let Noel Fiscus know that you're going to be stopping by and picking up a pair of earrings valued at $700, full carat weight, 14 karat gold. You'll have fun with that. But Monday is when we're going to read those. So that'll be a lot of fun.
There's a part of me that keeps thinking about BJ's comment about how some guy might have to, hopefully it's the song for your loved one. But I'm sure you've gotten a few that were an ex.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Very much so.
That very well could win. And I feel like that deserves its own little video for us. Is the guy going to his wife and going, "Honey, hey, I got you this awesome gift. Here's how I won them." So back in 87.
Ross, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to give you a little hint on the Penthouse Forum one. It's not an ex. It's a one-night stand.
Really?
Yeah.
Never did that.
You never had a one-night stand ever?
No.
Because you're too nice of a guy. You'll be like...
Okay, I'll take that. I'll take that as the answer. Yeah.
Ross is like, "Hey, before we go any further, tell me about your life. Okay, how about we try this again tomorrow, and then we'll have some fun." But I don't want to have a one night stand with you. Texas, Travis has them all memorized. Oh, I do. I can pretty much. I've read every one of them. I've read every single one of them.
His eyes lit up, Tank, when he read your comment. Travis has them all memorized. He went, "Oh yeah," like locked in.
I have to go over because I have to know how I'm going to read them. Because I'm not going to read them as somebody typed them. I'm going to read them how I hear them. And so I want to read them and go, "Oh, that's how I'm going to read it." Add a little pizzazz to it. Try to sell it a little bit. Just saying. That's coming up on Monday. having fun with that. Ross, not a good night for the Iowa women's basketball team. Oh, buddy. Hawks have lost 3 in a row. They lose at home. They get beat by Minnesota last night, 91-85. And it's a bad loss. It's Minnesota's first win against a top 10 team since, I believe, 2009. First road win against a conference top 10 team since 2002. And what happens is Minnesota just shot lights out. They were 10 of 14 from behind the three-point line. Iowa just 8 of 22. They were down 20 with about 7 minutes and 22 seconds to go in the game. Made a furious comeback, but just fell short. And it's just 2 really bad quarters that doomed the Hawks. They were up by 1 after 1 quarter. They got outscored 25-14 in the second quarter, got outscored 23-16 in the third quarter, and just buried themselves too big of a hole to lose for the third straight time. So Iowa, which would cut a break in the ratings, losing at USC and then losing at UCLA, only dropped down to number 10. Now this one's going to hurt them a little bit. This one's going to drop them. And
how much of it, Travis, do you think, because I didn't get a chance to watch it last night, so I can't speak to the game at all. How much of it is just, can you attribute to, you just took that West Coast trip? You're still, I mean, I know that you've been back for a while. It's not like you landed yesterday. I get that. But how much of that can be?
Here's what I think it is, Ross, believe it or not. Here's what I think it is. And I didn't think it would. I didn't think losing Taylor McCabe would be that big of a deal. But you talk about senior leadership, a woman who's started several games, is a proficient three-point shooter, and you take that depth, you take that range out of the lineup, and I think it's having a bigger effect than maybe than I thought was going to happen, maybe what everybody else thought was going to happen. Because even though she wasn't the star, I think, Hannah Stolke, Ava Hayden are the stars. You lose a role player that plays a key role, and it's not there.
Yeah.
I think that's having a bigger effect. But Lisa Bluter was doing the color commentary last night, and she's really good on TV, by the way. I think she does a good job. But I think she summed it up the best the way a coach can. And that is, when a team shoots 51% from the field and 71% from behind the three-point line, I don't care who you are, you're not going to win many games, especially. And it's not like the 71% was, 3 for 4 or whatever. It's 10 of 14. And you hit those at a certain time when Iowa can't hit the broadside of a barn in the second and third quarters. I mean, just look at the second and third quarters. They didn't miss a three-pointer in the second quarter, and they shot 64%. Iowa in the second quarter shot 29% and was 2 of 6 from 3. You go to the third quarter, and Minnesota shot 43%, but was 2 for 3 from behind the arc. And Iowa was 39% and 20% from behind the arc. The three-pointer is the great equalizer and the great separator in college basketball and in any basketball. I mean, if you're scoring 3 to 2 and you're hitting multiples, that's just going to separate. And when you're not missing, it gets to the point of no return. It's too little, too late for Iowa.
Man, tough night, tough stretch here, Trav. And because those 2 West Coast games were bad. I mean, the UCLA game you can excuse. I did get a chance to watch that one until it got out of hand. UCLA is fantastic. But they still scored in the 60s. They had scored in the 60s against USC, and now you come home and can't lock it down at home against a not great Minnesota team. That's not even a ranked team. Yeah, you can't
getting votes in that. Last night was their 17th win, so they're 8-4. They're 8-4 in the Big Ten. I was 9-3. It's an improved Minnesota team, which I think will be in the NCAA tournament. But when you have a sellout, you have the home crowd. You've got to protect home court. You lose at home to a UCLA or one of those or Michigan, which is a top 10 team. I get it, but losing at home to Minnesota, that's a tough one to take. It happens. But Iowa's dropped 3 in a row now. They have Washington coming up. Then they have to go to Nebraska, which is a top 25 team or close to a top 25 team. That's not going to be an easy game by any means. So it's a tough stretch here for the Hawkeyes. heading into the latter part of the season. I think they said conference tournament's like 27 days away. I mean, the end of we got a lot of basketball to play, and the season's getting shorter and shorter and shorter. But just a tough loss last night. And just looking at it again last night, when Taylor McCabe went out, Addie Deal stepped in and had 20 points that game. She's kind of struggled since she's gone into the starting lineup. Yeah. And some people feel better coming off the bench. Some people have a hard time adapting. Deal fouled out last night. She ended up with 6 points. Hayden ended up having 24. Chit Chat Wright had 20, and Hannah Stolke had 14. So
they filled it up last night. They were able to get
and made that late rally. I mean, think about it. I mean, they were down 20 with 7.5 minutes to go, and they end up making it a 6-point game. Great comeback, but just falls short as Iowa loses its third game in a row. We got a busy weekend of basketball coming up, but tomorrow at 1 o'clock at Hilton Coliseum, Iowa State's going to be back in action as they take on Baylor. Ross, this is an interesting game. It's a rematch from a January 7th game where Iowa State went to Boeco and won by 10, 70-60. Iowa State's won 4 in a row, 3 of those games by 30 points or more. Baylor has won 2 straight games. And Iowa State's just on a roll. I mean, we've been talking about Iowa State a lot lately. Baylor's Baylor. They have athleticism. They're I think NET rankings in the 40s right now. But the big game for the Cyclones tomorrow at home.
I was thinking this is at Hilton tomorrow. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's at Hilton. Yeah.
On the road. Spread's not out on this yet.
Probably going to come out today.
Yeah. Iowa State's going to be a 10-point favorite in this.
You think so?
I mean, Travis, it'll be in that range. I bet 7.5, 8. I can see that. And should be. How good is Baylor?
I don't think they're great. They're good. How's that?
Okay.
I know that is.
You said they beat up on Colorado in their last one, right?
They've won 2 straight.
Okay. West Virginia and Colorado, 86-67 over Colorado. Oh, they got to stretch. The Big 12. Here's who Baylor has left on their schedule. They play at Iowa State. They host BYU and Louisville. They play Arizona, Houston as well. They have 5 top 25 teams left in their final 9 games. Sharpen the sword. Yeah, sharpen the sword, Baylor. You got. So if you're a Baylor fan, you're looking at that as going into one of the toughest places in the country to play tonight. That's fair to say about Hilton against a team that when they're playing well, it plays at an elite level. Even when they're not playing great, they're tough to beat. And then after that, you've got home games with BYU and Louisville.
They play Louisville?
Yeah. They have Louisville coming up on February 24th, who's ranked 24th right now. So again, good team.
You mentioned BYU in there. Did you see what happened at Oklahoma State with BYU the other night?
Oh, I was just reading about this. Go ahead.
I mean, so they're playing at Oklahoma State, and the coach gets afterwards, and there was some F the Mormon chants at Oklahoma State. This happened, you remember, in football at Colorado. I think Colorado got a $50,000 fine. I'll be the first one to admit, I make Mormon jokes because they're low-hanging fruit, but they're usually about, golden diapers and
kids looking
marriage, and then multiple weddings, right?
We all believe weird stuff. We all accept really weird stuff.
Yes. And maybe I shouldn't do that, but when people make I'm a Catholic. You know how many Catholic jokes I've heard from?
Oh, F the Catholics has been, said.
Do you think somebody should be fined? Do you think like a school should be fined for that? Do you think? I mean, at the end of the day, the school can't control what a student section does. And student sections, do you think they're doing it to be anti-Mormon, or is it just low-hanging fruit
to be a 19-year-old shithead is why they're doing it. They don't mean it. It's not. It's the middle finger. Does that mean that somebody wants to have? No, it just is a saying. The thing of, because what the coach said was something to the effect of the thing that I tell you guys this all the time. There's so many examples of it. Race to be the victim. Race to be the victim. And here's an example of it. I have to go home and explain to my kids. What are we doing? I have to explain to my kids what college kids were chanting. Super easy, coach. You walk in and when they say, Dad, what were those? What did that mean? You go, hey, listen, sometimes people act silly and people say things they shouldn't say. And this is an important part of growing up. You need to make sure that you don't ever do things like that. See, there's this thing that happens with mob mentality. They didn't mean it. They don't mean that they hate you. They're just saying it because it's a sporting event, and it's really silly, isn't it, that they say that they take this game that seriously? Don't ever do that, honey. That's what you do. You certainly don't go home and go, girls, did you hear the chants last night? Now I need to sit down and we need to talk about how sometimes people say bad words. Making your own demons there, creating your own. I have to go home to my girls and explain to them just like I did last year at Arizona. Well, then you've already done it. So they've already experienced this. They've already heard people say a chant at a basketball game. You've already had to explain it to them. So now this is a layup, coach. You just go home and go, hey, remember that conversation we had last year about out Arizona about how sometimes people act really bad and you make sure you don't act that way? Remember that conversation? Rerun that one in your head. But instead he goes up there, I got to go talk to my kids. I haven't talked to them in 9 weeks, and now I got to go explain to them why people say bad words. Yep, that's part of being a dad, first of all. And second of all, so just blame, let's, you know what we should do? We should fine them. That'll teach them. That'll learn them, won't it, Trav? We'll make them pay us. And then they'll go and they'll tell those kids, then they'll wag their finger at the kids. They'll say, you 19-year-olds saying your bad words. There's kids out here. These coaches got kids.
Yeah, I mean, I think Notre Dame's put up with this for years. Boston College has put up with it for years. And I don't think I've ever heard Notre Dame get upset about it. They're just like,
by the way, BYU, glass houses, okay? It's not like when people show up in Utah, they get treated like saints, all right? I mean, Iowa State fans don't have to go very far back to hear some really horrible stories about what happens when you go play at BYU. But BYU goes other places, and now, hey guys, hold on, we got a new set of decorum here. Okay, nobody make fun of lost kids going into caves and finding magic hats. Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay, it's not fair here.
You know who I blame? South Park. Because
speaking of never having one night stands, I've never seen the Book of Mormon.
Oh, dude,
I know
it's really good.
Tell me that. Everybody has said you got to go see that.
Yeah, it's really, really good. And actually, I've got a couple Mormon friends. And they actually love the Book of Mormon because at first you go, man, this is kind of anti-Mormon. No, it points out the absurdity, but also points out the good work that they do, right?
And again, we all believe goofy stuff.
Absolutely.
Glass houses, man. The BYU thing is funny to me. The victim, it's over and over and over. And every time I see it, I'm going to remind everybody and go, hey, by the way, tactic. He's running the playbook. I got to go talk to my kids. And I got to explain to them that sometimes 20-year-olds take sports too seriously while he's cashing bajillions of dollars.
And he took it to another level. He goes, I'm Mormon too. So you're doing it towards me. I wish student sections didn't do it.
Luckily,
but the more you bring attention to
every
it, the more you highlight it, it becomes a bigger deal than what it really is.
And luckily, not every guy on the basketball team is Mormon.
No. Though I bet they're trying to convert them. Because, when you're in religion, you have to evangelize. You have to convert. And everybody's like that. I mean, they ask us to help people find their way to the Catholic faith when I go to Mass. I'm sure when you go to church, you're like, hey, if you know a friend that needs Christ in their life, bring him to church.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's brought up a lot. And I do. I take folks to church from time to time.
Yeah, I'm not going to church with you.
Why not?
I don't know.
Don't have any reason. Just don't want to? Not in the mood. He said, not in the mood.
Not in the mood. Not in the mood at all.
I've been going to my sister's church for a long time over there on the east side. And we've been thinking about trying, because it is, it's a little bit of a drive across town. They started one here in the neighborhood that's supposed to have a pretty good youth group. So we might be looking around, looking at other churches just to see if I can find something closer that makes it, don't have to get up at
the crack of dawn and come on, kids, let's go.
That's a pain in the ass.
Hey, do you got plans tonight? You can make them better with a stop at Central City Liquors. Fantastic prices, huge selections, and specials on your favorites, including the Not the Toddfather bourbon. It's a maker's mark. It's a one-of-a-kind. You can only find it at Central City Liquors. It's been fun to watch people going to Central City Liquors, posting it on the socials, tagging us, because they actually put the Rush on the bottle as well, which is super cool and super nice of Brian Duax. It's a wonderful bourbon, $69.99. They still got some bottles left. If you haven't bought yours yet, do so. Stop by Central City Liquors today and experience the joy that is Central City Liquors. It is the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
This is Iowa Wolves basketball. Fast, loud, right on top of the action. Every play hits harder when you're in the building. Now it can hit even bigger. Win cash in a VIP Timberwolves trip from the Iowa Lottery. Play Cash Frenzy for your chance to win instantly. Didn't win? Enter non-winning tickets into the VIP club for a shot at courtside seats with the Iowa Wolves or a Timberwolves getaway.
Keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
With over 260 beers on tap, El Bait Shop isn't just another craft beer bar. It's the best. Beer lovers know El Bait Shop, 200 Southwest 2nd, Des Moines.
There's a new spin on casual dining near Drake University. Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers. Craveable faves, flatbreads, delicious burgers, frozen cocktails, and a crazy cool vibe. Get to Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers today.
Hi, my name is Gary Preslow. I'm a residential home mortgage banker from Northwest Bank in the Des Moines market. This is my cat, Norm. I've been financing people's homes for over 25 years, and I'm an expert in financing VA loans, FHA loans, IFA loans, and new construction loans. Norm here has been watching football for 5 years, which is like 35 human years, and he's an expert in picking winners. But he doesn't know mortgage, and that's where I come in. Trust your mortgage to a local mortgage expert.
Hi, I'm Sean McFarland, Service Manager here at Mini of Des Moines. With Valentine's Day around the corner, if you're struggling to find the perfect way to show your Mini that you still care, Please stop in so we can give it a look over and make sure that it's up to date on its preventative maintenance and repair. Please give us a call or schedule your appointment online at manyofdesmoines.com.
Hi, it's Noel. If you're thinking about popping the question, start with a jeweler you can trust. At Fiscus Jewelers, we offer the largest inventory in Ankeny, featuring stunning engagement rings and rare and forever natural diamonds, pre-screened with advanced technology. If you don't see exactly what you're looking for, we'll custom design it together, and our CAD drawings are always free. And when it's time to say I do, don't forget the guys. We offer the largest selection of men's wedding bands around. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
Back to the Rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Time now for the Iowa Lottery Weekly Woohoo. The Iowa Lottery is making millionaires each week. Call in now at 515-517-2303 and tell us something that made you go woohoo. And you could win an Iowa Lottery prize pack worth $90. What type of millionaire will you be if you win? A full tank of gas, millionaire, or a front row tickets to every show, millionaire? The possibilities are what you make it when you become an Iowa Lottery millionaire. 515-517-2303, or you can go to therushradio.com, click on the promo tab, and then you can just send it via email. It's very simple. You fill out a little form, send it to us, and you can be a millionaire and pick up that $90 prize pack from the Iowa Lottery. And we know that it works well because Ross Peterson stopped by the other day, and Audrey wanted a scratch ticket. She says, "Hey, Dad, can I have a scratch ticket?" And what happened was, you know what happened? Ross won. He won $20. It was that simple. Still can't hear me, Ross? He can't hear me. He can't hear me. Ross having some audio issues, but that's fine. We can we can have fun with it. Some interesting stuff taking place in the SEC, and usually you want your conference schools. Hey, bud. You want your conference schools aligned with what the office is thinking. And Ross, I thought this was an interesting move by Greg Sankey from the SEC. Of course, the Charles Bediako story has kind of dominated the college basketball eligibility rules, right? I mean, it's with the G League players that never signed a professional contract or never got to the NBA, I kind of understand that. When you sign a two-way deal, you play in the NBA, you're a draft pick, that kind of changes the game a little bit. Greg Sankey yesterday, Ross, never mentioned Alabama by name, but the Charles Bediako case is getting ready to go to court. And the SEC commissioner has an affidavit in which he says this: I respectfully ask the court to uphold the NCAA eligibility rules challenged in this case. He called it essential to the integrity and educational mission of college athletics. You have now the SEC commissioner going against one of its SEC schools. And not just a school, it's Alabama. Sankey's not wrong.
No.
He's not wrong.
But you're right, Travis. It's an interesting dynamic to see the commissioner do something like that, because and especially when the player is Alabama, the major component of they got a couple of big dogs, obviously, but one of the major components of that machine. He's not wrong. Help me out with this though, Travis. What's he really trying?
I think what he's saying is, if you don't get a handle on eligibility, the thing becomes a free-for-all.
Yeah, right.
The grown-ups in the room have to draw a line and say, hey, you can challenge it, and and we saw it with Trinidad Chambliss from Ole Miss, who was denied his 6 year of eligibility by the NCAA, who's now going to go to a state court to try to get an injunction to let him play a 6th year. And you have to draw a line in the sand when it comes to eligibility, or it's just an absolute mess. And we have an absolute mess right now, and it could get messier. And I think Greg Sankey is being an adult as a commissioner, as a leader of a conference, to say, listen, y'all got to play by some rules. And sure, we've had, a history of people accusing us of not playing by the rules before NIL and all this stuff, but take that out of it. What we're talking about is eligibility, and you went pro and then you get to come back. And that doesn't, and you're only doing it because you get to make more money being a college player than you got to make being a professional player, and you want to make money. That's great, but you forfeited that opportunity when you decided to go pro. And I thought for sure, like, Alabama would have called like the office and said, hey, this is what's going to happen. Are you going to have our back? Because Greg Sankey probably would have said, no, I'm not going to have your back.
Or at least you could have you would have prevented this from happening had you done something like, because maybe Greg Sankey says, yeah, I won't stand in your way on that. You guys, I guess if other schools and other conferences are doing it, maybe, I don't know. This has to be some sort of move on the chessboard to remove themselves from the NCAA.
I don't think Greg Sankey wants to do that.
Okay. I'll follow you on this, because you know this stuff way better than I do.
Just hear me out.
Okay.
I think they've wanted changes within the college football and ranks, because whether we like it or not, you have to treat the Big Tens, the SECs, the Big 12s, the ACCs differently than you treat the MACs or the Northern Iowas of the world. Sorry, that's just the way it is. You have to be treated differently, because they generate the revenue. They're on a little bigger scale. But I also think they like the NCAA for the other governance that takes place. There's a lot more to the NCAA that we don't even know the half of what takes place. And if you were to break off from the NCAA, you'd have to come up with all those rules, regulations, all that stuff. And nobody wants to manage something like that, right? They just want to say, hey, our football, it's just different. But you do have to, if we are talking about college here, you have to have something in place to govern eligibility. And for years, nobody had a problem. Nobody had a problem when you decided to go pro that you knew you forfeited your eligibility. Now, I wouldn't have a problem say, hey, I'm going to go into the draft. You can have an agent now. We know that. If you don't get drafted, you can go back. Right?
I think that's
I don't have a problem with that. Once you sign a contract, it's over. It is over.
Travis, you said something earlier that is just so obviously true, and one of those things that I knew. I don't think I'd heard it out loud until you said it, and then you said it, and I went, yeah, how come we're not complaining more about the fact that this was all about, hey, I can make more money if I'm wearing an Alabama jersey than if I'm wearing this G League jersey. That's all this was about. The kid came, an agent, somebody reached out to this kid and said, dude, you're leaving money on the table by continuing on this professional thing, right? You come back and play for Alabama for the rest of the year here. You don't got to go to classes. You don't have time to become academically ineligible. You don't even got to go to classes. This thing of like, because we've talked about the Miami quarterback, and people are like, well, don't you have to still be enrolled? Don't you have to be enrolled in classes to be a part of a football team that has a U on it?
I always thought, I asked Dr. Rob when he's over last, because he graduated early, and I said, hey, when you came back to play for your senior year, he goes, I had to take graduate level classes. He goes, wow. I didn't have to be a full-time student. I had to at least take 2 classes that were graduate level to pursue my master's degree. And to me, that's still going to school, right? Because you can graduate college in 3 years. You can graduate in 3.5 years. And if you're a red shirt, obviously you're going to have graduated if you're on. But there was a rule where you had to take graduate classes.
When I grow up, I want to be Dr. Rob. I really do. When I become an adult, I want to be 6'6", built like a mountain, handshake of stone, college football, all-star,
NFL player.
Smart. Did you graduate from college? Yeah, but I did it in 3 years. Oh. I always think of that time.
He did it in 4. He redshirted his freshman year, so he had that redshirt year. So he did.
Psh, never mind then. Take back everything I said. Douche. 4 years in college? And he's a doctor?
And he's a doctor. Yes. And he's a doctor.
When I grow up, that's what I'm going to be.
Somebody said in the chat that, Sankey's just playing games. I don't know if he's playing games. I think he actually means it.
I think he does too. And I love what you laid out there for me, man, because I needed you. This is why I like you've got such a good mind about this stuff, or you've thought about these things. You've been around it long enough, Travis, that the SEC was doing a lot better. They were dominating the football landscape when the NCAA had a stranglehold on things. And now we've had 4 straight years of Big Ten teams winning the college football title. It's not that the SEC's lost that stranglehold, but the Vader grip is loose.
There's more parity. There's more parity,
Yeah.
which is good for the game. But we're not even talking about football here. We're talking about basketball.
Right. But we're talking about the NCAA. I mean, Greg Sankey is not just talking about this NCAA. He's not just talking about Charles Bediako. He's not just talking about basketball. This is about the SEC, and that's why my first thought was, well, wait a minute. I thought the SEC was trying to pull back and detach from the NCAA, because if that were the case, then Greg Sankey should have done what we thought he could have done, which is said, yeah, free for all. NCAA ain't paying attention. Get after it. But instead, Sankey kind of waves a white flag a little bit and says, hey, we need NCAA oversight. We need it. So that's why I was confused. But why would they? Well, maybe they don't want to bet. Maybe they aren't trying to get away from the NCAA. They do see all the value that the NCAA can provide.
And where they're lucky, Ross, they get the best of both worlds. Let's not forget, college football is not managed by the NCAA. Eligibility stuff, other kind of rules. But the national championship and all that is not governed by the NCAA like the NCAA tournament is. And that's why they're like, hey, you have no governance over football. We can kind of run football the way we want. And that's the revenue driver. So it makes a lot of sense. But the last thing you want is professional athletes, 26, 27-year-olds going, I could make more money putting on a college uniform. Because then what do you have? We're going to have guys playing in their 30s. Are we going to have guys playing 7, 8, 9 years? I mean, because you're going to say, hey, can I just keep going? Why can't I just be a professional student the rest of my life? I'll just have a career at Alabama. Now that's an extreme case, and I'm going out there, and so don't go. They'll never do that. I never thought I'd see half the stuff I've seen now.
How could you say they'll never do that? What would prevent a school? I'm trying to think of an NFL, of a football example of this, of a junior that left, wasn't quite getting that, didn't quite make that impact in the NFL and had a year of eligibility. There's got to be guys that fit into that category that I'm drawing a blank on right now. Doesn't happen often in the NFL. Usually those guys that go early because they know they're landing some spot.
And I'll give the NFL and the NBA plenty of credit for trying to help out here and saying, hey, and the NCAA played along. You had a window to go see what your draft stock was, right? Go test the waters. We'll give you a window to come back in but you have that right to go test. And most people go test, and the teams would go, hey, you're not going to get drafted. And therefore you go back and everybody's happy, or you go, hey, you're going to get drafted, and you move on. Now, it hasn't. I wouldn't say it's worked out great for the teams that even have these G League players. The kid from Baylor hasn't had that big of an impact. The kid from Louisville's done okay. I think Santa Clara has one, but it's not moving the needle. Bediako,
he's starting to contribute, isn't he? I saw that he's starting to contribute. thought I saw that. Let me go. I'll go look at their latest box scores because I don't follow Alabama basketball like a lot of people do. Let's go see. Well, they're I would say they are 4-2 since he's joined the team, something around there. I don't know exactly what his first game was. Their last game against Texas A&M, he didn't even start, played 19 minutes, had 5 points. He was the 8th leading scorer on the Alabama team, and the dude was in the G League.
And even if they're not contributing it like you thought, it still doesn't make it right to go. Well,
I'm with you. I was looking at. In fact, that's kind of what I was anticipating. That same thing, Travis. They're not. Bediako's had a couple of good games. I know that, and I don't know if he's hurt. If that's why he's out of the starting lineup and playing 19 minutes, I don't know what's going on. But they have not been. I mean, like the Santa Clara kid. I thought when there was an NBA or a G League guy going to Santa Clara, I'm like, well, they're going to dominate. We'll hear all about them. I haven't.
Nope. But that doesn't make it right. And the problem here now is we have all these being tried in state court. Well, what do you get when you're in a state court, Ross? You get favoritism, right?
Oh boy.
I mean, there's a reason Mississippi said, "Oh, okay, well, we're going to file an injunction in Lafayette County in Mississippi against the NCAA for an injunction." Well, what's a Mississippi judge going to do? Put an injunction out there.
What a Mississippi judge going to do?
Yeah.
Have too much Mississippi in him.
Well, it's like the first judge in the Bediako case had to recuse himself because he's an Alabama booster. But it's going to another Alabama judge. It'll be interesting to see if the Sankey affidavit will have any impact on this judge, or if a judge goes, hey, because the last thing I want here, but it's getting to the point where it's going to have to be, is the United States government's going to have to step in and take charge of this. And this is not something the government needs to worry about. This is not what I want my government and my elected officials to worry about, is the eligibility of college athletes. There is an organization that's had rules in place for years that, for the most part, people followed until they didn't. It's okay to adjust. It's okay. I'm okay with guys making money. But you don't get to make money in college your entire life, and you don't get to come back and say, do over.
Man, they've gotten to a couple times.
I know.
And there's that with the precedent that they've set, it's hard to reverse course.
Who I feel sorry for are the kids that get screwed or got screwed through Ott.
Oh, I mean, you see why
Kirk Ferentz is beside himself. Is going, if there was ever a case for a medical red shirt, there it was. And that was a medical red shirt, a legitimate medical problem. But now you guys, I'm going to go pro. I'm not making the money. I can go make $1 million. Makes 0 sense.
LeBron's aging out of the NBA game, but man, he'd be a solid 4-year captain, wouldn't he?
You know, I always wanted to play for Ohio State. I think when I retire, I'm going to go play 4 years for Ohio State.
Berger asked the question, did the Supreme Court actually make this worse? No. No, they didn't. The system
But they didn't rule this. They didn't rule on this. Or did they?
Right. No, I mean, no, they didn't. This is how I explain it. The NCAA was ruled to be an illegal collusion. They told these universities and these institutions, you have to start acting independently of each other. That's what it was, an antitrust lawsuit. And the Supreme Court stepped in and did what I thought was right for 20 years and said, you guys can't do this. You can't communicate with each other in this way. You can set up a standard set of rules, but it can't include the compensation part of it. You guys can have requirements and eligibility requirements. You can't regulate the economic side of it. And that's exactly what these institutions continue to do and look for. That's what Greg Sankey's what Greg Sankey's saying here is, hey, we got to have some sort of collusion here. We got to all kind of come together and decide on some stuff. And so the Supreme Court didn't make this worse. The NCAA and these institutions continue to screw this up. They right away, the minute this thing happened, again, what they were told to do was take your pie, your giant money pie that you guys have, and divide it up. And none of them did that. They all created this third arm called NIL and collectives and said, now we get another way to reach into your pocket. You folks, you fans that have funded, again, this is my soapbox. I've been on this for decades, and I almost hate doing it because it's such a broken record, but the Supreme Court did not screw this up. It's the institutions, it's the NCAA. They continue to make a mess of this thing.
I would say the NCAA hasn't made a mess of eligibility. It's handcuffed because they go straight to court, and you can't. When the courts tell you have to do something, you can't defy a court, right? I mean, the NCAA says you're not eligible. Court says, well, we see it differently, so we're going to handcuff you till we come to a ruling on this. Diego Pavi is a perfect example, the JUCO thing, and that kind of started it. The NCAA didn't want that to happen, but a court said, oh, no, it can.
See, so yeah, has the courts screwed it up? They've certainly had it. There's a lot of cooks in the kitchen here. The Supreme Court to me did the right thing. And I loved the Supreme Court decision. It was one that I thought was right for a long time. The unintended consequences of that right decision are the things that it's like, oh man. But again, I don't blame the court for that. I blame the people that did all of these things. I blame Alabama for allowing Charles Bediako onto the team. I blame Santa Clara for reaching out to a G League player when they knew that you're rocking the boat here. Not even rocking the boat, man. You're changing the rules that we've all agreed on for years. The thing that the one thing that the Supreme Court said we could agree on, regulations and rules and requirements, are now the things that you guys are all breaking our gentleman's agreement on that stuff. That's why I say it's the institution. But again, a lot of cooks in the kitchen, a lot of blame to go around. You don't have to pick one bad guy in this situation. I promise you.
I'm going to ask you a question because I think you always have to look closer to home when we're talking. It's easy to look at Alabama, Santa Clara, Louisville.
Yeah.
And when I talk about this when officials make calls during a game and you don't like it, but then I go, if it was reversed, would you have the same feeling, right? You have to look at it on both sides. If I were Iowa State, were to bring in a G League player or a former, would we be supporting it or would we be against it?
Let me give you. Let's say the NCAA granted Luka Garza another year of eligibility. Ben McCollum's able to bring in Luka Garza to end this Hawkeye season. That's a Sweet 16 team.
Hell, might be a Final Four team. Gives them size. Would we be for it or would we be against it?
Damn right, I'd be for it.
I want to believe I would be against it, and there would be people yelling at me. And saying, hey, they're just following the rules. Doesn't make it right.
That'd be my excuse for it. That'd be my defense of it is, well, they don't have any rules. If Alabama can do it. Now, but you're nailing it, Trav. Flip the script just a little bit. Illinois is able to bring back Deion Thomas. I don't know.
Yeah, wow, there's a name you haven't heard since Bruce Pearl was at Iowa. You went deep into the history books for that.
Yeah, I was way back machine there for that one.
Again,
Alabama could be a team that. Then
I want to believe that I would
screaming.
be against it. I want to believe I would be against it, but you're right. All of a sudden they're wearing your colors. Well, hold on for a second. They're wearing my colors. And if I were Iowa State, would have been the first ones to do this. We would have been like, man, they knew where the line was.
Yeah. Hey, let me ask you a fun question. And maybe this is one to think about during the break, or maybe this is one that Cyclone fans could weigh in on. So if you could bring back one former Hawkeye, it's pretty. I think Garza is the one that's what this team could really use, is one great big guy that's. Who do you bring back if you're Iowa State?
How far back are you going to go?
I mean, again, let's say you can go back through time and grab a player in their senior year or their best year. I don't want to say senior year because then you're losing the guys that left early. Who would add to this Cyclone team the most?
I don't know if anybody's going to add to this Cyclone team.
What I'm. So like Garza might legitimately be, if you went back through the time of Hawkeye basketball, it might be Luka Garza that you'd say he was the best big man. This team needs a big man. Let's bring back Luka. Who for Iowa State? What player would add the most to this squad? You've got so many pieces filled, dude. So many of the boxes are checked.
Would it be Marcus Pfizer's in there?
Pfizer was so good. Dude, they just had that Royce White, Pfizer, George, that kind of like big man that can still handle the ball and you can trust with the offense and all that. You got a couple of guys there that you can throw in. They're timeless. And you go, well, the team's better. You're better with Marcus Pfizer and Royce White and George Niang than without him. Those are good ones. Those are three good ones that are thrown out. Ethan says Kelvin Cato at the 5.
Wow,
that
there's
was
a name.
Dude. That was a dude.
He could dunk. It was fun to watch Kelvin Cato dunk.
Physically, I'm the most impressive Cyclone I ever saw was Burton. Remember Burton?
Yeah.
That dude was just built. He was built like kind of Barkley style. He was built like a Zion. Looked like a fullback, and then he jumped up in the air, and you went, doing, holy cow. That's a big man getting up in the air.
I'm bringing back Kenny Pratt, and I'm going to drive him in a variety club band.
Where's the paper? I got it here somewhere. Got the article.
Oh, man. Hey, if you're getting ready to purchase a house, you're going to need a loan to go along with that house, and that's where Gary Presnell at Northwest Bank comes in. He's been selling residential homes for over 25 years. He offers VA, FHA, and IFA first-time buyer loans, conventional and new construction loans, and all approvals done locally by Northwest Bank. Gary can get you pre-approved in 30 minutes or less. You can do it after hours and even on the weekends. Gary's been the state's top producing mortgage banker the past 8 years. He is number one. You want a trusted local mortgage professional with years of experience to handle your largest purchase you're going to make? You can trust Gary to take care of you. Give him a call at 515-975-6767.
You about gave our phone number.
I did.
I could get in touch with Gary Presnell. If you can reach out to us, I'll get...
Gary, Ross will get you in touch, and Ross will list your home for you. It is the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search the Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
This is Iowa Wolves basketball. Fast, loud, right on top of the action. Every play hits harder when you're in the building. Now it can hit even bigger. Win cash in a VIP Timberwolves trip from the Iowa Lottery. Play Cash Frenzy for your chance to win instantly. Didn't win? Enter non-winning tickets into the VIP club for a shot at courtside seats with the Iowa Wolves or a Timberwolves getaway.
More Iowa in the Iowa Tap Room than you may realize. Housed in a building nearly as old as Iowa itself, the Iowa Tap Room greets you with a harvest of 120 Iowa craft beers on tap from all corners of the state. And the food doesn't get much more Iowa than this. The Iowa Tap Room, all Iowa beer, one amazing place.
There's There's always something new at Fong's Pizza and an ever-changing menu of tiki drinks. Or try our new noodle dishes alongside your favorite slice. It's all happening at the new Fong's in the East Village.
Thinking about buying a home? Get pre-approved in 30 minutes with Gary Presnell at Northwest Bank in Des Moines. Gary offers first-time home buyers programs, VA, FHA, IFA, and conventional loans. Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Start spreading the news, cause it's time to buy booze, and there's only one place to be. You can see all your friends, the good times never end, unless you're just loitering. It's Central City, we can make your dreams come true. No guarantee your dreams will come true. Central City, all this booze is waiting for you. Look at all this booze.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with Unleaded 88.
I'm Steve Linger, Service Director here at Willis Nissan. February is here, Valentine's Day is right around the corner. Love is in the air. It's time to give your car some love. Take advantage now until April 30th. Buy 3 tires and get the 4th for $1. Go online today at willisnissan.com or give us a call to schedule your tire installation.
Game on? Keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
Like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio Show is powered by Willis Automotive and Willis Lexus. Excitement is building for the all-new 2026 Lexus ES redesign. Hybrids continue to be extremely popular, and Lexus is offering strong finance incentives. Now is a great time to buy. Welcome to the Rush Radio Show. If you're listening on the audio stream at therushladio.com, the Rush Radio Android app, or the TuneIn app, thank you so much. Watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, give the video a like, leave your comments in the comments section. And, of course, follow us on our social media channels. It is Friday. We want you to call at 515-517-2303 and participate in the Iowa Lottery Weekly Woohoo. What made you go woohoo this week? We got a $90 prize pack ready for you. Some coming in already online. You can do that at therushladio.com, but call, too, at 515-517-2303. You look excited, Ross.
Yeah, well, did you see one of, and I wish I could remember who it was. One of our listeners posted earlier, won the, bought a Fire and Ice. I think they said they bought Fire and won on the Fire lottery ticket. So congratulations on that. Yeah.
Because you won on Ice, right?
No, mine was Fire as well.
Okay.
Yeah, mine was Fire. And then one of our listeners won on Fire. So congratulations on that. And listen, there's Ice winners too. The Iowa Lottery would want me to mention. Don't back away if it's Ice up next.
We need to get him on. We haven't had him on since the state fair.
Matt?
Yeah, Matt.
Yeah.
And I'd love to know, hey, like when you do a Fire and Ice, is it 50-50? You got the same amount of winners in Fire and the same amount of, or is it, and do you know how many winners are out there? Obviously you do, but is it 50-50? Are your odds better on one, not on the other? Because it'd be fun just to ask those questions about how that all goes down.
So yeah, I am the guy from those Progressive commercials. Have you seen the Progressive commercials where it's you're turning into your dad type of thing? And the guy's always saying corny shit and the stuff he shouldn't say and talking to the doorman. I cannot help it. That is absolutely 100% me. It's like when we're buying the lottery ticket, I can't just buy a lottery ticket and give the guy the money and walk away. I got to have a stupid conversation with him about. So I'm like, hey, how many people just buy the ticket and have you scan it? How many people actually scratch them off? And the guy said, he goes, a lot. a lot of people just buy the ticket and literally hand it back to me and say, scan it and see if it's a winner.
The fun of it is scratching it off. Yes. 515-517-2303. Let's go to Jason, who's got a woo-hoo. Jason, welcome to the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Good morning, gentlemen. Hey, I'm actually won last week's weekly woohoo, so I want to give you an update on my daughter. If you've got a second here.
Yeah.
She so she wrestled. She was wrestling the number 1 seed. She was the number 3. Had her on her back twice. Into the first period, the other girl faints, and they give her a minute and a half to get back up. She got back up. My daughter chose the down position to gain another point when she got out. As she was getting out, she let out a scream and laid on the mat. And, being the crazy dad, I was like, hey, get up, you're not hurt, you're going to be here. And
you're not hurt. Way to go, Dad.
Nonetheless, we were in the Iowa City ER for 5 hours, and she had her MRI yesterday, tore the ligaments that hold your kneecap in. So she's probably going to have surgery. So that's my weekly boo-hoo. But let's talk weekly woo-hoo. I got my prize pack on last Tuesday. My wife and I scratched them. We won $285.
Sweet.
See, this is why we tell you to call in with your woo-hoo. We've had a lot of winners. Now, the 285 might be the biggest we've had, but that's
the biggest one
awesome.
I've heard. I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, my wife said my wife was like, "Hey, these are probably all losers anyway." So we split them in half and scratched them to see who could win the most. She had won $35. She was feeling pretty good, and I scratched one ticket. I think it was one of the $10 Fire and Ice tickets or whatever, and it was I won 3 times 50 and then 2 other 50. So on one ticket I won $250. So pretty awesome.
Right towards that deductible, baby. You're going to be meeting that out-of-pocket max. No time.
So
Jason.
let me ask you, did you go right to the gas station and collect your money and take your wife out for dinner?
Yes, actually, we went out and had a couple drinks. But so funny part is we went to Casey's to cash it, and the lady looked at me and she said, "You know how big this is, right?" I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "I can't cash it here. You have to go somewhere else."
Oh,
so
really?
Casey's can only cash up to $100.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, I did not either.
Well, we learn something new every day. Jason, congratulations. We're sorry about your daughter. That sucks.
Yeah, man.
But we're glad you won on the with your weekly woohoo winning. So that's awesome. Congratulations.
All right.
Thanks, buddy.
Thanks, guys.
Dude.
Yep.
Do we have any more calls?
No.
No. Okay,
Hold on. I do got to show this.
Okay.
Nick, he said it's been a rough week, but not for betting. So he still sends us $50. Nick, you're too nice of a guy.
We appreciate it.
It.
Yep.
Yes.
Goes to the phone line fund, which Travis is paying out of pocket. So
now it goes to the StreamYard fund yesterday. I got that bill yesterday.
For what they do to me every week, I'm trying to every day. All right. Can we real rabbit hole for a minute here? And I got to toe a line here because I don't want to break any laws, and I don't want to get myself in really big trouble.
Yeah, we don't. I don't want to call the lawyers. The dip into our lawyer fund.
Can I tell this story without giving names? Then
yes.
Can I tell you I'll preface this. I'm crazy. I'm crazy. I'm a conspiracy theorist. I'm not too smart. I'm kind of a dummy. I won't say the name of it. Okay. I cashed my at a local establishment. Okay. That I think something really weird is happening with. Okay. There is a local chain. Travis, I can't figure out how they stay in business. I'm not kidding you at all. There's never people at this particular brand of convenience store. But they've got a lot of locations. They've got some prime locations. I mean, they've got some really nice real estate around Des Moines. For the gas pumps will be out of service for weeks on end. For weeks. The stores are never full of employees or never full of customers. Never. I mean, like you go to some places and you walk in and it's bustling. And then you pull into this particular one, and if you walk in, there's dust on the stuff on the shelves. The things in the window are faded. They've been there so long. It's like, again, don't want to say the name of it, and I'm a conspiracy theorist and I'm crazy. Something silly going on. Something silly.
But you go there.
Rarely. I did because it was the next stop. It was the closest one. So I'm staying away from. I again didn't mention who it was, and I don't think it doesn't seem like anybody in the chat seems to know either.
Oh, really?
It's weird, man. I'm telling you, it is odd.
I don't know how the C-store business works.
Neither do I, and especially this one. And I just have noticed it the last couple of weeks. Like, this is odd. This is odd.
I don't know. I don't know how the business works, but I know it's competitive. You throw Casey's, Quick Trip, Quick Star. I mean, it's competitive.
You threw some real competitive ones in there. Yeah, you threw some competitive ones out there. It's I've asked about it, and even people that are kind of in the know about this stuff go, yeah, something weird's going on. Anyway.
Hey, there's a big game this weekend. I don't know if you knew, on Sunday there's a little game called the Super Bowl, Ross. The Super Bowl this weekend.
What's that? What we got going on there?
Well, it's probably the most watched sporting event of the year. It's probably the most watched event of the year. Now, it's got to go up against the Olympics. But Super Bowl.
It's got to go up against the Olympics. We got score predictions. What do you think is going to happen? Just rooting for a good game like me.
A little history here. Seattle's playing in its fourth Super Bowl. It's first since 2015 when it lost to the Patriots. They are 1-2 in Super Bowls. They do have a Super Bowl championship. New England in its 12th Super Bowl. It has 6 Super Bowl titles, tying them with Pittsburgh for the most overall. So it'd be a huge win. The line is kind of bounced. You can find it anywhere between 3.5 to 4.5
for Seattle.
For Seattle. A lot of people think Seattle's going to win this thing. Haven't given New England much of a chance. I don't have a horse in the race, right? I'm not a New England fan. I'm not a Seattle fan. Justin's going to jump on a little bit later. I know he's a little worried just because that's what fans do. And to be quite honest and transparent, I haven't followed these teams enough during the regular season to give you an educated guess. They're both really good. You got a quarterback that's a great comeback story in Sam Darnold. You've got a young quarterback in Drake May, who is the next franchise quarterback of the Patriots. You got Coach Vrabel, who Tennessee's now going, maybe we shouldn't have fired Vrabel. Well, yeah, maybe you shouldn't have. And now you got a coach who's coaching a team in Vrabel that actually played for that team. I just want a good game. It's all I don't care about the commercials anymore. It seems like the hype for the Super Bowl commercials has calmed down from what it was 10 years ago. I don't care about the halftime shows. I just want to watch a good football game.
The halftime show is I don't understand people that get upset every year. It's like there's almost more of a reaction to the reaction of the halftime show. You know what I mean? Where they announce the halftime show and there's this alleged backlash to it, and then all the people. I don't understand all of the controversy around it, and then it turns into, and now especially it's political. Everything's politically charged, and it's a thumb in the eye of the other guy. Woo!
Do you think it'd be interesting because in listen, it's not like I listen to Bad Bunny. I don't care that he's performing, doesn't because I'm not going to watch the halftime show, and I rarely watch the halftime show. Just to be totally transparent, I don't get there and go, oh, let's watch the halftime show. Do you think the NFL said, hey, we know what you did at the Grammys, where he had a little, let's not do that at the Super Bowl? Do you, or does it become
you bought the ticket, now you take the ride?
That's fair. But
you signed up for this, and you knew, and they knew the minute they announced that Bad Bunny was going to be that it was probably going to be something like that. The climate's only gotten hotter since that announcement. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they do. I think if they do, it only looks worse for the NFL. If the NFL tries to step in and say, okay, listen, we knew who you were and we know what you do, but we don't want you to do that thing and then, because all Bad Bunny has to do then is go out and say the things he wants to say, because he's got a microphone in front of his face and millions of people listening. Or he follows he does what they want to do and then comes back afterwards and says, man, they neutered me. Right before I went out there, they told me I had to be a different person. And that'll make, either way, NFL looks really bad on either one of those plays. So I think that the NFL now has to just sit back and go, if you don't want to see it, turn the channel. If it's going to upset you, turn the channel.
Kyle says, well, Roger Goodell says there would be no propaganda during the halftime show. Yeah, you can say that, but when it's a live show, people go rogue all the time. And again, it doesn't offend me. Ross taught me a very valuable lesson when it came to what you find offensive. And I realized that I don't find anything offensive. Now, I can find things disgusting. But you told me one time, if you're offended, that's a you problem. Yeah. Now, you can find something totally inappropriate. You can find it disgusting. There's a difference. But if you're offended, you got to look inside and go.
I'm trying so hard to be good at this thing where when I react to something, instead of just living in the reaction of it, trying to figure out why, like instantly go, oh man, that was weird. Why did that make me mad? Why do I feel offended by that? And things do, every now and again, things are said and I go, that's over the line. But it's more fun for me because I can't control it to go, wow, where's the line? What's the line? Why am I creating a line? Who created the line? Where'd I get the line?
I guess you could find it.
Why am I here?
I guess you could find it offensive if it directly affected you or if it was towards you, right? If it was personal. But like all my kids go, Dad, that's offensive. Some of my crass jokes. I go, what did it have to do with you? Why do you find it offensive?
My favorite halftime show was Prince. Prince, to me, I can watch, those highlights will pop up and it almost seems like, I mean, it's almost as close to like a dream. No, I hate to but it doesn't even seem like, oh my gosh, that was real. Prince was out there doing Purple Rain and it rained. And the dude just shredded, standing in the rain, singing the song about losing love.
I'm showing I'm a Tom Petty halftime show. That was awesome. The Heartbreakers. I thought U2 had a good halftime show.
Not a U2 guy.
And that's fine.
Yeah. I don't know why, which is weird because that would have been right in my wheelhouse as a kid, but I just never cared about the U2s. Tom Petty I liked. Prince was one of my favorites. One of my favorites was Bruno Mars because
Bruno Mars had a great show.
And my mom and dad, I remember, didn't know who Bruno Mars was at the time, and they were both like, that was awesome. I'm like, yeah, that's what the halftime show is supposed to be about, introducing you to stuff you've never seen before.
I think it was somebody early in the chat, fake Bob Vanderplat said, it worked. You got two white guys talking about it.
Exactly.
Listen, I'd rather talk about it now because if something goes wrong on Sunday, everybody's going to be talking about it. I'm just saying it's the possibility. So yeah, I just want a good game. I'm going to be in Kearney, Nebraska because I got to go out west for work. And so I'm going to be in a hotel room watching the Super Bowl. Yay. All by myself.
I think I'm going to Dad's. We're going to have a little get together over there.
The new Hall of Famers were not. Roger Craig is in the Hall of Fame. You know, it's interesting because to me, Roger Craig's an Iowan, and people point out, well, he was born in Mississippi. Well, first of all, he went to junior high school and high school in Davenport. If you move into Davenport when you're a senior in high school, you're probably not an Iowan, right? Or you finish there. But when you go to junior high and you go to high school at Davenport Central, you're an Iowan. Your formative years took place in Iowa. So I look at Roger Craig as being an Iowan, even though he was born in Preston, Mississippi.
Went to middle school and high school, went to Davenport Central. And did you know, Travis, that he was a high school teammate with another NFL player?
Jimmy Williams, right?
Jamie Williams.
Jamie
Williams, who was an NFL tight end. They were high school teammates. And another Davenport Central guy was the running back for the Broncos, Jim Jensen. So Davenport Central won the state championship with two NFL dudes. Surprise,
go figure, right? Go figure.
As a senior in his high school season, Craig rushed for 1,500 yards and 27 touchdowns. In his final high school game, talk about Al Bundy. In his final high school game, a playoff loss, he rushed for 353 yards and 4 touchdowns. Roger Craig, Hall of Famer.
Went on to star 3 years at Nebraska, and then several years in the National Football League, where we mentioned earlier, became the first 50-50 or 1,000 guy, 1,000 yards rushing, 1,000 yards receiving in the same year. It took him a while to get there. I mean, he never got on a regular ballot. He had to get voted in by a committee, but it's good. It's good. Roger Craig deserves to be in the Hall of Fame.
Help me with this one. Why would Wikipedia say his position is fullback?
He was a fullback at Nebraska, and I think he was a fullback technically with the 49ers.
Really?
Yeah, he was a fullback. You got to remember, he played with Mike Rozier, who won a Heisman Trophy at Nebraska. So he was a fullback.
Okay. Played the halfback position in Super Tecmo Bowl. That's all I'm saying. All I'm going to say is I led the league in rushing many years with Roger Craig.
Yeah. Other people into the Hall of Fame. Drew Brees got into the Hall of Fame. Larry Fitzgerald got into the Hall of Fame. Adam Vinatieri from Yankton, South Dakota. He played Division II football. You think South Dakota State's going to love to hang that banner up in its hallways saying NFL Hall of Famer Adam Vinatieri? When you think of Vinatieri, do you think of him as a Patriot or a Colt?
Patriot first, but it's 1A and 1B.
Because he was with the Colts a long time.
In fact, who was he with longer?
The Colts.
Was he really?
Yes. He retired in 2019. I think he was with the Colts from 2006 to 2019. If you're doing a quick search, I think he was.
I'm looking here, going after it fast for you here. He was with the Patriots from 96 to 05 and was with the Colts from 06 to 19. So, 9 years with the Patriots, and the Colts he was with for 13 years. 4-time Super Bowl champion. Undrafted out of South Dakota State. That's a cool story.
And then Luke Keckney, also from Boston College, also a NFL Hall of Famer. So Ken Anderson falls short. Bob Kraft falls short.
Ken Anderson getting robbed?
No, I don't think so. I would have said if Roger Craig didn't get it, because I've been saying Roger Craig. Yeah. If you know me and listen to me over the last 15 years, I've been saying Roger Craig for a long time. And
those other names you said, Larry Fitzgerald, Drew Brees, Adam Vinatieri, Hall of Famers.
Yes, very much so. Very much so. Matt Stafford is your NFL MVP. His acceptance speech last night was pretty cool. He brought his 4 daughters out there, and they were all in dresses. It was cute. And then he announced at the end of his speech, I'm coming back next year. He's 37 years old. Close. It was the second closest, or the closest one since Peyton Manning. I forget who else it was, but Drake May was close. Was close. I mean, it was just a couple points.
I know. I saw an article this morning that basically said this is a career award for Matt Stafford. He still had one hell of a season.
Yeah,
one hell of a season.
Isn't that funny what we do when somebody gets older? You try to make an excuse. Well, they gave it to him. It's like Lord of the Rings finally won an Oscar on the third one. Well, they just gave it for all three. No, it was a good movie. Matt Stafford, well, he's had such a great career. We had to give him at least one. No, go look at the numbers. He had a good year. He had a great year, an MVP year. He was in the running the whole year when they were doing like polling. It was like going back and forth between him and Drake May. It's a career award.
Threw for 4,707 yards, led the league in passing yards.
Yeah. And he's coming back.
Think of have we had an MVP? Why do I feel like this happened? I mean, Peyton Manning won a Super Bowl and then walked away. Not the same. Have we had an MVP? Barry Sanders was near the top of his career. I mean, he was just past that prime when he walked away.
Was he past his prime when he walked away? Because I remember when that happened, we're like, you're in your prime.
He had years left. I'm not trying to. I want to be careful there. I mean, he had years left in him. I don't mean to, but we were surprised when he walked away. I guess we wouldn't have been surprised if Matthew Stafford would have retired. He's had a hell of a career, but the MVP walking away. Has that happened?
Not that I know of. Not that I can remember.
Walking away on top.
Hey, folks, when you want dependable lawn care and great results, we want you to call Liberty Lawn and Landscape Solutions. From mowing to custom landscape design, they've got your outdoor space covered. Learn more at libertylawnsolutions.com. And it's good to have Liberty Lawn Solutions on with the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
When we get back and we have Kluver on, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about the Olympics because I found a fun Olympics story. I'm not going to crap on it like I normally do. I think that we, as a collective, could have a fun viewing experience here. Maybe I'm wrong. I'll run it past you and Kluver when we get back. It's a new event, brand new event in Winter Olympics.
It is the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
Game on, keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
This is Iowa Wolves basketball. Fast, loud, right on top of the action. Every play hits harder when you're in the building. Now it can hit even bigger. Win cash in a VIP Timberwolves trip from the Iowa Lottery. Play Cash Frenzy for your chance to win instantly. Didn't win? Enter non-winning tickets into the VIP club for a shot at courtside seats with the Iowa Wolves or a Timberwolves getaway.
Okay. And you said it makes that noise every time you accelerate? Got it. Right. And does it happen only when it's cold out, or does it also happen after you've warmed up for a little bit? And how does that make you feel? Is your car feeling a little down this February? Come on down to Willis Volvo Cars and we'll get her feeling good. To schedule an appointment, give us a call or go online to willisvolvocars.com.
Hey, Tanner with Liberty Lawn and Landscape here. It may be chilly now, but before you know it, spring will be here. We are now booking for spring, so get a hold of us to schedule your next project today. Serving the Des Moines Metro, we specialize in a variety of services such as retaining walls, paver patios, edging and rocking, and much more. Now offering 3D renderings to show you exactly how your project will look before beginning. Liberty is proudly veteran-owned and ready to serve you today.
fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Hi, it's Noel. At Fiscus Jewelers, we're honored by the fact that our customers continue to come back on purpose, and that trust means everything to us. For years, we've been privileged to be a part of life's most meaningful moments, and we never take that responsibility lightly. We proudly offer the largest inventory in Ankeny, cutting-edge custom designs, including free CAD drawings, and a team that takes the time to get it right. Thank you for choosing us year after year. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
The largest selection of German beer in the world? You'll find it at the Hessen House. From Doppelbocks to Oktoberfest to Hefeweizens and Dunkels. There's no passport needed for the deliciously different beer and food at the Hessen House. So grab your friends and make it a fun night out. The Hessen House, 4th and Court, Des Moines.
Hi, I'm Tom, owner of Central City Liquors. Our customers love us because we offer a large selection at an affordable price. And to keep costs low for you, we don't splurge on fancy promotions and expensive equipment. This commercial is being shot on a phone taped to a stick. Anyway, we are proud to announce our new rewards program that allows customers to save more the more they buy. So don't spend more to pay for fancy commercials. Save at Central City, where we know what's important. I told you we should have used duct tape.
Zach here, your favorite Willis Infinity Service Advisor. Get your car the Valentine's Day gift it deserves. Buy 3 tires and get the 4th one free, plus take $25 off a new battery. When you come in for service, we will include a free alignment check. Schedule online at willisinfinity.com.
Back like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Welcome back to the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. It's Friday. That means we bring in our buddy, host of the Washed Up Walk-Ons podcast. I think he's on episode 8,452.
How many have you done now, Kloof?
Funny you ask. What? Just impeccable timing, Travis.
Good at this.
We just recorded Wednesday and came out yesterday with Drew Stevens, Iowa kicker. Fun one. Everybody go listen. Episode 666.
Wow. How many years is that?
Now, granted, that is the numbered episodes. We do a series during the season with David Eicholt that I don't like. They're not episode number, 722 or whatever. It's just the Eicholt show. I've done a few other episodes like that. We have some.
He didn't like me, by the way. He likes Ross.
Well, you talk shit about him. I mean, we
can hash that out.
It's happened. Oh, we did. It's just Trav.
We have a Patreon where we've done an extra weekly podcast for paying subscribers for a long time. So we actually figured out about a month ago that we just crossed 1,000 in the new year, total podcasts that we've done.
Holy
so, yeah.
Cow.
But numbered episodes, you go to the main series that comes out Monday, Thursday, we're closing in on 700. Yeah.
Well, congratulations. And so, Kloof, I want to go back because Trav asked how many years is that you've been doing it. So, it's got to be. What did you start this in? 2018?
Yeah. Yeah.
Was it? Okay. Wow. Look at me. Ah.
Late September, just about my birthday. Late September 2018.
I remember being excited for you when you started it. I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna be great.
Did you though?
I did. I reached out to you. Yes. Don't you remember? I reached out to you right away. It was like, hey, this is gonna. I remember it that way. Maybe I'm
the ass. You have incredible faith. Then I'm sure you did. I'm not doubting that you did. A lot of people did reach out at the time and say, man, I think you guys brought me on the show. I went on several other shows.
Yeah.
I just can't believe anyone believed it would last more than 12 episodes. And there's been plenty of guys who have tried. This isn't like me tooting my own horn. It's more of I'm dumb enough to keep doing it.
Yeah, right. It's
Do
persistence,
you see yourself doing a different podcast around CrossFit and training and stuff like that? Because there's a market for that. I mean, I know it's a pretty full niche right now, but I mean, as you evolve, it's interesting because I do the Doc Talk podcast with Dr. Rob, and it's one of those things. And he admits, he goes, the longer, I mean, he's been out almost 35, over 30. It's just harder. You can still offer the player perspective, and he played in the National Football League, but he goes, his contacts, everything, it just gets harder to do that.
Thanks for reminding me.
You're getting old, Klub. You're getting old, man.
You've opened the door to a behind the scenes inside baseball sort of topic / concern that I have. Yeah. There was a lot of people who said, because immediately when you do it in 2018, right, all 4 classes underneath you, them, 80% of the team. And so it's easy to talk about the games that first year, to talk about, every coach was the same for a long time. And that's helped us out a lot too. The continuity in Iowa City on the coaching staff has helped not only the Iowa Hawkeyes be good, but our podcast make a little bit more sense and us be able to relate to it. But yeah, coaches eventually move on. Coach Woods just went to Michigan State. We've got a few, I think it's probably half the coaches in Iowa City that were actually there when we were there. Eventually 4 or 5 years into it, the players are gone that you knew. There's not a single player left on the team that you played with. And that creates a new challenge. And then eventually there's not a single, we're now to the point where there's not a single player left on the team that was ever there when a single player left on the team was there that we were with. We're now 2 generations out of the cycle. So, but we've stayed relevant.
More than relevant. You did a really good job, Klub, because it's fun. It's entertaining. It's got to be entertaining. It can be information. It can be goofy. It's got to be entertaining. And I feel like that was what, from the minute I started listening, I was like, oh, this is fun to listen to.
I appreciate that. And we've polished a little bit, and I've learned a lot, obviously, as you would in 8 years, 7, 8 years. From the technical side of things, from the actual content side of things, to the point where Logan Jones has no idea who I am other than he might see our clips. He knows me as the walk-on guy.
Yeah.
He doesn't know me as I played with him. Right. And I reached out to him a couple weeks ago. He's the first guest we brought on this off season. And I said, hey man, we'd love to have it on the show. My name's Tyler. I played in 2013 to 17. He responds, would love to be on. I love the show.
Oh, cool. There you go. See?
And so it's stuff like that where I'm like, we still fucking got it. Yeah. We got it. we got it.
Ross and I need this too. You need validation every once in a while. You just need to, you go, okay, do people still listen? And unfortunately I can sit and watch as it takes place. I'm like, it can be crippling at sometimes, but
it's a lot different now than it used to be, where you were talking to a carpeted wall and you didn't know if anybody was listening. Then you go out and people go, hey, I love the show. You go, oh, I didn't know anybody was listening. Thank you.
I get the same. I feel the same stuff. Yeah.
All right. Are you excited about the Olympics? Do it for you? Does the fact that I'm trying to do it for you do it for you?
I like the Summer Olympics. The big ones like that I think we're on the opposite.
You mean
side
the sports?
The one where the real athletes come out,
Yeah.
No, there's some legitimate.
We all understand.
Yeah, no, the Winter Olympics are cool. It's like a really cool niche. I think it obviously does connect more in the summer when you've got track and field and
it's stuff we've all done rather than I've never been on skates, as we've talked about. I am fascinated by the speed skating.
The bobsleds come out and you're like, how the hell do you even get into bobsledding,
I love the any of the sledding sports, with the exception of the 2-man luge, which is creepy. But other than the 2-man luge, that's a fun thing to watch.
There's an Iowan trying to make the Olympics.
Yeah. Made it. We talked about him. He's in the speed skating.
No. Woman.
In the bobsled.
Yeah. Do you guys know?
Did we talk about this, Trav? I
thought we talked about
stud track and field athlete. I don't
That's
know if
where
she
all
made
the bobsledders come. All the bobsledders come from track and field now.
Correct.
Because we've had Carlos Kirby and Lolo Jones, both were summer Olympic
Southeast
athletes.
Polk, Sydney Milani.
Yeah, she was a superstar track athlete.
I watched her at state track win 4 events in a row on the same day, 100, 200, 400, 800. Set like the record in all 4 of them on the same day. She might, I don't know if they were all records, but she And now I think she went to Alabama, and I'm pretty sure she got into bobsledding. She was trying to make the Olympic team for bobsledding. Now, at this point, it might be too late. Maybe she didn't qualify or she wasn't on the team or whatever. But this past year, 18 months, I've followed her online, and she's a stud. She needs to get into CrossFit is what she needs to do. But yeah, she was an absolute. I watched her demolish. So my sister-in-law was about her age in high school. I watched her demolish every other girl in the state. It wasn't even close. She was on another level.
Yeah, I remember as soon as you said Sydney Milani, I remember this girl being a freak of a track athlete. She
More
was
built than most high school boys.
So Ross, what was the Olympic sport you were going to bring up as we were going?
All right, this is going to be a fun one. I hope you guys like. I hope this is as intriguing to you guys as
ice ping pong.
It is ice ping pong. No, I'm kidding. It's not ice ping pong, you dumbass.
How cool would that be though if they put a table out on the ice?
Ice pickleball. That would be awesome.
Yeah, people falling on their face.
Yes.
Yeah.
You just have Dr. Sullivan standing next to him in surgery gear, ready?
There's an operating room off the side.
Right. All right. This one's even got a fun little nickname. Okay. Skimo. It is the first new Winter Olympic event in decades. Okay. And it's one that when I explain it, I think you'd be like, why weren't we always doing this? Here's the deal. You ski up a mountain and then down.
Oof.
It is a race up a mountain and then back down.
Okay, yeah. I have questions here.
Okay, skimo stands for ski mountaineering. Just so you know, that's what.
So do they use cross country skis to go up and then regular skis to race down?
It basically yes, but you attach climbing skins to the base of their skis while they ascend the mountain. Quickly maneuver their skis off to tackle a series of steps on foot, then readjust and ski back down. So it's a series of carrying your equipment, getting your equipment to the top of the mountain, and then skiing back down.
I wonder if this started with somebody just pissed off at a ski hill and said, I'm not waiting for the ski lift. I don't want to pay the fee. I'll go up this damn thing myself.
Fuck this shit. I'm going up.
Watch this.
I'm walking it.
You know there's people like that.
And then they realized no one can beat me up this mountain. I'm petitioning the Olympics.
You know that's how it went down.
This 100% was made by some skier who on the downhill, very worked out course. It's got all the flags, all the little bumps. It's very well known. They're like, I'm good, but I'm not the best. There's people who are better skill wise. I need a way to make this a more of an effort thing. We're going to go up first.
Yeah. I'm with you, Kloof. This is a dude that kept finishing seventh, and he was like, but I bet these assholes couldn't beat me up the mountain.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, I have bigger legs. I'm gonna go from the bottom first. And that has to be the nerd in me, the exercise nerd in me and sport nerd in me says, I bet the downhill portion of that, because I think everybody's immediate thought is probably, oh, you got to love when you get to the top of the hill, right? And then you get to go down. I bet going down is scary as hell. You are exhausted at the top of the mountain, and now you have to decelerate and make sure you don't. It's hard enough going down when you're fresh.
Have you ever been on skis? I've never been on skis.
Never. I've tried to water ski once, fail, and
like most of us,
and never been on ski. I've never gone snowboarding or skiing.
That Kloof, you saying that about water skiing, that you just gave, because as much as you don't like to admit it, I see you as an athlete. I see you as like an elite athlete. The dude played Division I football. To know that you couldn't get up on water skis makes me feel a little better, because I thought everybody else could get up on water skis.
Even worse, Ross, we went to Kevin Ward, co-host of the podcast. Sometimes he's trying to run the company a striker now. He never shows up. His family had a lake house, and in college in the summer when we had time, usually around the 4th of July break, we'd get like a week off, and we went up to his cabin, his lake house in Michigan, and they had a wakeboarding boat, and he was great at wakeboarding. He grew up wakeboarding.
Yeah.
and we went with Josie Jewell and Kulik and a couple other dudes, and one by one, athletes
couldn't do it.
One by one, they're back there. Kevin's been doing this for 12 years. He's jumping the waves, going back and forth. I'm like, fuck me. I'm just sitting on the boat waiting for my turn, knowing that there's no chance. I've never done this before. At the time, I'm like, I'm nearly diabetic because I'm 220 pounds and I'm
2% body fat.
No, I'm 22% body
Oh.
fat, 32% body fat. Like
Oh,
I was
geez.
not. If
Fatty
you looked at me
proof.
now and looked at me in college, you'd go, you should be playing now. I look better than any long snapper in the league. I look like a linebacker, 5'10", but I look like a sawed-off linebacker. In college, I looked like I worked at Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. So I get up. It's finally my turn, and they throw me back there. You lock into to the board, or no, you don't even lock into the board. We're just like wake surfing behind the boat with like the loose board, and I cannot literally stand up. I couldn't even stand up. Josie Jewell's like 360ing at some lake in Michigan in the summer. And I'm like, yep, I suck. This isn't for me.
Been there, dude. Been there. Went to Panorama.
That's why.
Dude,
that's why
dude that
Russell
grew up
Wilson
on the lake.
calls him out in the casino in Vegas, and
Not
cool
you,
enough.
right? Had you done a 360, Sierra would have been like, "Hi, Tyler."
Yeah, no, but
So with the Super Bowl this weekend, you're of the generation that grew up with the Patriots. Are you a Patriots fan? Because I grew up with the Steelers. I'm a Steel Curtain guy of the 70s. Ross, I don't know who your NFL team is.
It'd be the Bears. I was an 85 Bears kid.
Yeah.
I was a Super Bowl shuffle kid.
Are you?
Super Bowl shuffle is fantastic.
Yeah, damn right.
Are you a Patriots fan?
No, so I don't even know how we picked these teams, but back when the Rams were in St. Louis,
That was fun.
Yeah, it was great, man. I was so sad when they went to LA. When I was younger, I'm not an NFL fan at all. I'm a Hawkeye fan in the NFL, right? I want Kittle to do well. I want Laporta to do well. I want Coop to do well, all these things. But when we were kids, me and my two brothers, we all like chose a team, right? And we all had like a blanket at night that were like, it was a team blanket. So my brother's still a massive Chiefs fan. It's been a good few years for him.
Yeah,
He got his run. My other brother was a Packers fan, and somehow I got the Rams. I don't know. That's just who we cheered for.
You've all won a Super Bowl.
Sure. Yeah. But we're not into the NFL that much. Like we aren't. But in 2002, the Rams played the Patriots.
Oh, yeah.
In the Super Bowl. And the Patriots took them out.
Yeah.
And it was like when I was just old enough to start understanding and like be excited, like if the team won. And so I kind of had this, like, I kind of developed a little bit of a
hate. Yeah.
Yeah,
I can
for the
appreciate
Patriots.
this. Yeah.
Then as I got older, I'm a huge fan of like excellence, like the best in the world at whatever they do, whether it's Magnus in chess or Brady in football.
See, I didn't. When you said Magnus, I wasn't sure if you're talking about Magnus Carlsen in chess or Magnus Vermagnuson, who used to win the
World's Strongest Man. Yeah. Love him too, right? I just am a huge fan of like the top performers in anything, and so I started to like really get into Brady, like just how crazy good he was. So I liked it. I did. Like when he went to Tampa Bay, I was cheering for Tampa Bay that year. I was like, I want to see him do it again with a whole different city and team. So no, I'm probably cheering for Seattle, if we're being honest, because they have the one Hawkeye in the Super Bowl. They got Mason Richmond from last year.
Okay.
I don't know if he's on their practice squad or if he's actually on the active roster, but yeah. I just want a good game. I just want a good game.
Listen, I'm not being cheesy. Just to see Justin's stupid happy face, I'm rooting for the Seahawks.
Actually, I'm rooting for the Rams or the Patriots now that I think about it. I want Justin to feel pain and sorrow.
I probably said that at just the perfect time because I bet Justin didn't hear me say it. So perfect. All right. Hi, buddy.
What I miss?
I want Justin to be crying on Sunday night.
Good. High possibility. High possibility that could happen.
Since he still looks like a baby, have you ever shaved?
I shave like once a week because If I don't, I look like a junior high kid who thinks he can grow a beard. And so I'd rather look 12.
You'd rather just look like a junior high kid.
13-year-old.
You'd rather just look like a junior high kid than one that's trying to grow a beard.
You've got an incredible jawline.
Doesn't he?
Thank you.
Yeah, you are. You got what I don't, brother. I mean, I've never
had someone compliment my jawline, and you know what? That just made my day. So thank you.
You're good. Hey, you're a good-looking dude. You're fortunate.
Ray Q wrote in the other day. He's like, "Man, my wife just texted me. Justin's a little cutie."
Yeah, but I take cutie as in like the same way you do with a dog, where you're like, "Oh, it's very cute." Yeah,
well,
hey, hold on real quick. We got a woohoo coming in.
Nice.
Tim, welcome to the Rush Radio Show. What's your woohoo, or is it a boohoo?
One of each. My woohoo is I get to have the opportunity of working with so many of your wonderful sponsors. I went to the Performing Arts Center, to the Civic Center for a show the other night, and I was glad to see Willis is a huge, generous supporter of our Civic Center and our performing arts. Also, I've got a QX60, and I work with Zach in service, and he does a great job on keeping me up to date on all the things I need to have done to my car. And they even do a deal on tires. I mean, I think I'm going to get my tires there next time. I also won a ticket. I love the lottery. I played the Powerball and the Mega Millions all the time. And I played the scratch offs when they had tickets available for Hawks or Cyclones. And my wife and I won tickets to the Ironman Suites. We went over there and watched the Iowa State game a year and a half ago.
Oh, you're a VIP club member.
First class.
Awesome. Very cool.
First class is the first class thing. We go to Friska's Jewelers. My wife had to have some repairs on the ring. And
Tim's got it laid out. Fiscus is great, isn't it, Tim? Working with Noel is the bomb.
I love your sponsors. And then, but Fiscus Jewelers did a great job. Also, I went to the Groundhog Day the other morning on Groundhog's Morning, and I got to meet Bruno. And he's just like he is on your show, very relaxed. And I tried to get a selfie with him, and but he helped me with that. And at the Groundhog's Day, I met someone you might know here, Ross, is Walling, John Walling. He's the coach for East. He had a Penn State shirt on.
Yeah, his son
nice
just
visit with him, and
his son Rory was hired to join Matt Campbell's staff. And John Walling is an amazing man, and Justin knows John
I
well.
love talking to him.
Amazing fella, and that energy that you felt in that conversation with Coach Walling. Anybody that's ever been around John Walling for more than 5 seconds would say, I know what you're talking about. I've felt that buzz that comes from that guy. He is a one of a kind.
He spoke very highly of you, Ross. And then I asked Bruno where Ross was, and he said he wasn't there. But it was a great day, and my woohoo is on Sunday at 10 o'clock at night is going to be 212 days before football, and then 360 days before Groundhog's Day. And then another boohoo, my selfie with Bruno didn't work very well.
Wow.
Keep up the good work, guys.
Thanks,
I love
Tim.
your show.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Tim. Very nice of you,
Now,
sir.
what are the odds that guy was drinking Gold Peak tea?
Pretty good.
With just a little splash of liquor in there from Central City Liquors.
See, Kevin,
how much did you pay that guy, Travis?
I didn't pay him anything. You didn't pay me. Kevin, what's your woohoo?
I can't believe he didn't go.
Hey, my woohoo, guys, is I'm sitting in Florida at a horse camp, having coffee, drinking you guys this morning.
That's awesome. So I'm glad you're at horse camp. How much is horse camp a night? Is it like $85 a night?
We pay $775 a month.
A month. Okay, so it's like a rental fee. Okay, you're there all month.
Yeah.
Well, it's fun. It's fun. What are you listening to us? Are you watching on YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay.
YouTube.
Okay, because I was looking at the map of the app right now, and there was no Floridas. There's a couple Georgias, but so you're on in Florida. So that's awesome, Kevin.
Yeah.
Or Tim, Kevin.
That's
No,
Kevin. That's Kevin.
That's Kevin.
What
Yeah.
is horse camp?
So Kevin's a real cowboy, okay? And he takes his horse. Is Kevin still on by chance? Travis, did he hang up? You dropped him already?
He's still there. He's still there.
Oh, there you are, Kevin. All right. So explain to Kluve here what you're doing and why you have a bunch of horses in a trailer and you've taken them all the way to Florida.
So Black Horse Resort is a snowbird type horse camp. There's probably 100 RVs here. We're in the Ocala National Forest, so there's thousands of acres to trail ride.
Wow.
And even though I'm not a snowbird yet, my wife wanted to come down and ride. So we hauled the horses down here. We stayed 2 nights, Paducah, Kentucky, and Troy, Alabama, at a horse hotel where you pay to spend the night.
Yeah.
Unload the horses and camp there.
What'd you
And
tell
we're
me?
going to be here for a while.
Kevin, what'd you tell me?
basically it.
Those horse hotels in Paducah, and they were like $40 a night for the horses or something. They weren't expensive.
Yeah, it was $100 a night for 2 horses and camping.
It's not bad. Not bad. All right,
and
Kevin.
he sent me some pictures. They ain't on gravel lots.
Thanks, Kevin. Coach Herson, we're not going to be able to get to you. We're not going to be able to get to you, Coach.
Crap. I know what his woohoo was.
Don't wait until the last 3 minutes of the show to call in your woohoo. Kluve, have a great weekend.
I'm going to horse camp.
You're going to horse camp.
My boohoo of the day is right before this show. I dropped my entire coffee in the garage.
Ooh.
So I'm pissed.
But the woohoo is the garage smells fantastic.
Woohoo is I'm going to replace that with a pre-workout and I'm going to go train.
And
Justin,
Tim is our woohoo winner because he dropped every sponsor we have.
That was awesome.
That's hard to beat. Everybody have a great weekend. We'll be talking to the Super Bowl on Monday and giving away the Fiscus Jewelers diamond earrings on Monday as well. It is the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
When you work with a company like Mr. Electric that goes above and beyond and makes the customer their priority, that is just a real joy to encounter these days. It was a fairly complicated project and it was intimidating. They made it look so easy and they were very professional, very clean folks. They thoroughly explain what they're going to do. It's clear that they're experienced and that they know what they're doing. Having professionals out there that can do that for me, that gives me a lot of peace of mind.
Start spreading the news, cause it's time to buy booze, and there's only one place to be. You can see all your friends, the good times never end, unless you're just loitering. It's Central City, we can make your dreams come true. No guarantee your dreams will come true. Central City, all this booze is waiting for you. Look at all this booze.
Hi, Noel from Fiscus Jewelers. Thinking about popping the question? Take their breath away with a diamond you can trust. Rare and forever natural diamonds. Thoughtfully selected and pre-screened using advanced technology. If you don't see exactly what you're looking for, we'll custom design it together. Our experienced team is here to help you create something truly meaningful. And let's not forget about the guys. We proudly offer the largest selection of men's wedding bands around. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
New year, new lease on life, or on a new Nissan Kicks. Right now, we have a $299 per month lease on our 2026 Kicks SB. Also, take advantage of 0% financing on our 2026 Rogues and Muranos and our remaining 2025 Pathfinders. And we are thrilled to have the all-new 2026 Nissan Sentra on our lot. This sporty compact sedan is ready to carry you through the new year in style. For more information, stop into our showroom or visit us online at willisnissan.com.
Iowa Wolves basketball. Fast, loud, right on top of the action. Every play hits harder when you're in the building. Now it can hit even bigger. Win cash in a VIP Timberwolves trip from the Iowa Lottery. Play Cash Frenzy for your chance to win instantly. Didn't win? Enter non-winning tickets into the VIP club for a shot at courtside seats with the Iowa Wolves or a Timberwolves getaway.
Game on, keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
Missing a quality home-cooked meal? You know, the kind Mom used to make? Lucky for you, we found her recipe book. Welcome to the High Life. Welcome to the Champagne of Bars.
The following advertisement is for people who like to save money.
Do you or a loved one suffer from chronic overspending, getting less but paying more? Then you may have a case of big HVAC. Now is the time to try Priority One. We set our own prices, which means you pay for what you need, not for anything else. And if you need a heating service or a new furnace, now is the time to try Priority One.
Side effects of Priority One include increased happiness, extra peace of mind, and bonus cash for whatever you want. Please use responsibly.
Back to the rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.